clock had stopped at 2:03. The moon hung low behind the tree. No cars, no wind, no shifting floor, just shadows stretching from the door. I sat alone, the house asleep, when something stirred inside too deep. I found her in the quietest hour. No voice, no shape, no scented flower, just presence like a softened breath, too whole for ghosts, too still for death. She touched the edge of who I am, and suddenly I gave a damn. I found her in the quietest hour, and time stood still to grant its power. The light was off, the air was cold, but in that hush, her hands took hold. She didn't speak, she didn't move, yet every ache began to soothe. She sat where once her pillow lay, and smiled like dawn in muted gray. I found her in the quietest hour, not flesh or bone, but blooming flower. A hush that hung beneath my skin, like lullabies from deep within. No photograph, no trace to find, just echo dancing through my mind. I found her in the quietest hour. When grief gave grace a final bower. Some love returns not in the day, but when the world has stepped away. When silence hums its sacred song, she comes to prove she's never gone. I found her in the quietest. The room was still, no clock would tick. The light was low, the shadows thick, but somehow she was in the air, not seen, not touched, but always there. The quiet curved the way she stood, a silent echo made of wood. Even silence knows her shape, the way she leaned, the way she draped. Her sweater hung like breath on glass, still frozen in the time we passed. No sound, no voice, no falling rain. Yet everything still speaks her name. Even silence knows her shape, like grief that doesn't try escape. The hallway hums her parting steps. The floor still keeps where laughter slept. I reach for words, they won't arrive. Just stillness learning to survive. Her name's not said, her song's not played, but every hush holds what she weighs. Even silence knows her shape, like hands that never quite ungrape. She's carved in pauses, steeped in hush, and every dusk and coffee rush. I speak to space, the air replies with all the ways she never dies. Even silence knows her shape. The outline lost can never scrape. They said that time would clean the glass, that silence fades like seasons pass. But I have found in every calm, she lingers more than memories born. Even silence knows her shape. Where candles flicker, hearts reshape. Where nothing moves, and yet She walked away with morning light, with every shade of blue in sight. The clouds stood still to let her pass, while I just watched through fogged up glass. She didn't cry, she didn't turn, just left with all the sun I'd earned. She took the sky, I took the rain. She wore the breeze, I held the pain. She drifted off in painted hues, I stood beneath in soggy shoes. And though the world kept turning through, it split in gray and baby blue. She took the sky, I took the rain, two halves of one unspoken strain. She hummed a tune the wind would keep, while I sang low, too drenched to sleep. Her footprints vanished with the breeze, mine puddled deep beneath the trees. She flew where summer dares to go, I stayed where only cold things grow. She took the sky, I took the rain, chased the clouds, I kissed the pain. The thunder never said her name, but echoed softly, just the same. And every time the lightning strikes, it flickers in the parting lights. She took the sky, I took the rain, and neither side can quite explain. Maybe love can't live in one, if one is shade and one is sun. We burned too bright, then broke apart, and fell into our chosen part. She took the sky, I took the rain. Two stories split from one refrain. And though I wish we shared the air, some hearts are just not built to pair. So when it storms, I sing her name, and let the drops recall the flame. She took the sky, I took the The chair still sits by a window pane, its wooden arms worn smooth with rain. She used to curl with book in hand and draw small suns in morning sand. Now no one's there to sip the steam, but every dawn repeats the theme. Where she sat, the light still leans through golden blinds and quiet beams. It hits the floor the way it did when she would smile and close the lid. Thoughts too wide for words to share, but sunlight knew her better there. Where she sat, the light still leans, a silent shrine in daily scenes. I tried to move the chair one day, something in me said it'd stay. The dust it gathers feels like proof of time gone soft beneath the roof. And though her scent has long since fled, the morning air still paints her stead. Where she sat, the light still leans, a touch of grace in between. No photograph, no faded thread, just golden hush where she once read. And though the house forgets her name, the sun remembers just the same. Where she sat, the light still leans like memory through window screens. Some leave without a sound or scream, but light remembers every scene. sat, the light still leans. Each morning's echo reconvenes. And though I wake to just a chair, she's always partly sitting there. No need for voice or scent or touch. We talked in circles, sharp and wide, but never crossed the words inside. You asked me if the rain would stay. I said it's just another day. But in your eyes a storm was caught, and every word I should have brought, all that stayed silent. The weight we didn't fight hung heavier than all we said. Between the tears we left unshed, no blame, no violence, just all that stayed silent now echoes louder in my head. You traced the edge of your old cup, and I looked down, just giving up. The clock kept time, but not the heart. We let the moment fall apart. And now the room, it holds the sound of all we didn't speak aloud. All that stayed silent still lingers every night, like whispers pressed into the walls, or footsteps soft in empty halls. No fight, no tyrant, just all that stayed silent. And now it speaks when darkness falls. Some love dies not in fire, but in the hush of lost desire. No slamming doors, no last goodbyes, just quiet truths we left to lie. Stayed silent is all I can recite. The looks, the sighs, the shifting eyes, the space between our last replies. So calm, so silent, but all that stayed was a riot, and I still hear it every night. She walked like wind across the street, with shadows dancing at her feet. Her eyes fixed on a sky so wide, she never once looked to the side. I called her name, she didn't flinch. Her grip on freedom wouldn't pinch. She never looked down, not once, not then. She chased the stars past every end. And I stood still with open hands while she drew maps in different lands. No plea, no frown, she never and faced the dawn, as if the night was just a yawn. I begged the moment not to go, but she was built to always flow, like rivers running past their source. She never questioned love or course. She never looked down. No tears, no weight. She never feared a closing gate. She wore the wind like it was hers and left me dressed in softer slurs. No crown, no gown. She never looked down, and I just watched her hesitate, but never break. Some hearts aren't meant for staying. They bloom then go, no delaying. I was the pause, she was the race. I memorized her vanishing grace. She never looked down, just forward, far. She lit her path with morning star. And though I stayed in place too long, she gave me something strong and gone. No chain, no noun. She never looked down, and I still live beneath her song. The room was still, not even air, just faded light and empty chair. No ticking clock, no whispered sound, yet something moved without a bound. I stood so still, but deep inside, the hush was where she used to hide. Stillness felt like her, the way she used to stir, without a step, without a word, like silence only she preferred. No breath, no blur. Stillness felt like her, and every quiet cried her name. I reached for books she used to read. Their pages slept, but seemed to bleed. The walls exhaled a softer shade, like echoes she herself had made. She wasn't there, and yet so near. Inside the quiet I could hear. Stillness felt like her, a presence lost in blur. She didn't knock, she didn't stay, but stilled the noise in her own way. No touch, no spur. Stillness felt like her. and every pause became her claim. Some people live in moments aloud. She lived inside the drifting cloud, not meant to last, not meant to leave, but held in hush that makes you grieve. Stillness felt like her, the way light finds the fair, the way the night begins to sigh, without a need to ask why. She's gone for sure, yet stillness felt like her. And now the silence says goodbye. I didn't fight the silent room. The air had carved a kind of tune, but not for death, not grief too loud, just space where she no longer bowed. I sat and let the daylight fade, and felt the shape that silence made. The quiet took me like rain takes stone, not with a crash, but slow and known. It didn't ask, it didn't plead, it just became the way to be. No voice, no key, quiet took me, and there somehow she stayed with me. I found her breath in stillborn hours, in dust that danced on window flowers. She wasn't gone, she wasn't near, she lived in pause, not sound or tear. And every sigh I used to stall now answered like a ghosted call. The quiet took me with patient hands, no tide, no storm, no bold just hush where memories unfold, like paper thoughts too soft to hold. No need to flee. The quiet took me and wrapped her name around my sleep. Some try to fill the empty space, I chose to let it show her face. For in the hush I hear her best, the words she left, the rest, the rest. The quiet took me and I gave in, not lost, not lack, soft within. I closed the door, turned off the light, and found her there without a fight. No need to see. The quiet took me and made her absence feel She closed the door but left no sound, just shifted air and settled ground. The clock still ticks the way it did, but echoes louder where she hid. Each room retains her turning glance, like silence waiting for a dance. Echoes in her wake, not loud enough to break, but strong enough to stretch the walls and whisper through these empty halls. No shake, no quake, just echoes in her wake. And every step I take still stalls. Her mug remains upon the sill, the tea long cold, the window still. A book half read with dog-eared page still hums with her, still holds her stage. I try to speak, but breath won't bend, for echoes do not comprehend. Echoes in her wake, the sound the silence makes when someone leaves but won't let go of all the things they used to know. No give, no take, just echoes in her wake, and haunting like the dusk will show. She's gone in body, not in tone. She's absence that I walk alone. And every word I think to say returns in her forgotten way. Echoes in her wake, like footsteps I mistake for hers, though I've long known the truth. The air still smells of borrowed youth. No song to fake, just echoes in her wake, and I've grown used to her ache. She sat beside me in the dark, a fading breath, a shrinking spark. Her eyes were there, but miles away, as if her soul had slipped to gray. I reached, but held a softer air. She vanished while she still was there. She faded like smoke, no flash, no sound, no choke, just drifted through the open blinds, left fragrance where she once entwined. No flame to stoke, she faded like smoke, and all I had was what she broke. The room still smells of her perfume, A velvet hush in every room. She didn't run, she didn't cry. She just became a kind of sky. Too wide to hold, too soft to see. She whispered out of memory. She faded like smoke. Through cracks the silence spoke. No door was slammed, no letters burned. Just presence gone where I still turn. No string, no yoke. She faded like smoke and left the light too slow to sow. Some leave like thunder, sharp and sure. But she dissolved, a trace demure. Like incense lost to open wind. She left no start, she left no end. She faded like smoke. The air too thin to cloak. I chased her with the quiet breeze, but she was gone from all of these. No vow, no joke. She faded like smoke, and in her fog I learned to cope. She stood beneath the amber sky, a shadow drawn before goodbye. Her hands were calm, her breath was low. The world turned slow, but she let go. I thought she'd pause or turn around, but silence held its sacred ground. She walked past dusk, beyond the glow, where day forgets the things we know. No lanterns lit, no voices call, just evening leaves that slowly fall. No rush, no husk. She walked past dusk and left me watching shadows grow. The porch light burned my coffee cool. Birds had hushed, the crickets ruled. I watched her fade into the blend of fading blue that marked the end. The orange left her hair like flame, then vanished with no one to name. She walked past dusk like parting air, too soft to grasp, too real to bear. The trees all leaned but made no sound, as if they knew she wouldn't turn around. No ask, no must. She walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back and leave you staring at the black. No ask, no musk, she walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. They say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back and leave you staring at the black. I wrote her notes in quiet hours between the rain and wilting flowers. I placed them where she'd surely see, beside the mug, beneath the key. But days went by, the pages stayed, still folded neat, still inked and frayed. Letters left unread, stacked like words I never said. No scribbled lines could change her mind, no tear-stained thoughts could make her kind. She never bled for letters left unread, and I still write them in my head. Postman came, the doorbell rang, but silence always softly sang. I wrote of love and little things, of coffee cups and wedding rings. Put all my hope in pen and thread, lay still in drawers of things unsaid. Letters left unread became the things I dread. 1,000 lines she'll never know, 1,000 ways I let her go. Still gently led by letters left unread, each word a ghost I softly fed. Some hearts replied, some disappeared, some read with eyes, but never here. And mine was left to write alone, on paper cold as polished stone. Letters left unread now fill the space instead of answers, hands, or final talks. Just paper aging in a box. No thread, no red, just letters left unread, and silence where footsteps fled.
She didn't shout, she didn't cry, she didn't even say goodbye. But when she left, the room would shake like something real began to break. No thunder rolled, No glasses broke, just silence speaking every stroke. Her silence was loud, like midnight in a crowd, like breath you hold and can't explain, like thunder after sudden rain. No curse allowed, her silence was loud, and I still hear it through the shroud. I played her songs, I stirred the tea, I filled the room with noise and plea, but nothing softened what she spared. No argument, no heart declared. It wasn't rage that pulled her far, it was the hush between each scar. Her silence was loud, it echoed without sound. A wall I built then watched collapse, with no one there to leave a lapse. No scream, no crowd, her silence was loud. It wrapped me like a burial shroud. Some wounds don't bleed, they hum instead, inside your chest, behind what's said. And every time I speak her name, I hear the quiet just the same. Her silence was loud, more than vows unbound. It made the mirror seem to wince, and time itself retreat and flinch. No storm, no cloud, her silence was loud, and still it lives within me since. She stood there quiet, facing east, where morning light gave shape to peace. The window caught her silent stare before I knew she wasn't there. It saw her fingers trace the pain, like part of her was glass and rain. The window watched first, before the goodbye burst. It saw her fading in her pose, the way she leaned against her lows. No scream, no thirst. The window watched first, and knew the end before the verse. I thought we had another week, but pains don't lie and glass can speak. It shimmered soft, it dulled its hue, as if it grieved the coming rue. While I made plans and warmed the room, the window bore her coming gloom. The window watched first, its silence unrehearsed. It knew the weight behind doors may lock, some stairs may creak, but windows always softly speak. They catch the things we dare not see, reflections not for you or me. The window watched first, then let her shadow disperse. I found her gone, the glass still warm, still shaped like her departing form. No curse, no worst. The window watched first, and I was just the one she cursed. They say the heart still keeps a trace of every smile, of every face. But in this room where we once lay, not even shadows choose to stay. The air is flat, the floor is dry, no whispers left, no echoes cry. Even her ghost fled. No hauntings in my bed, no creaking floor, no candle dim, no distant hum of phantom hymn, just space and dread. Even her ghost fled, like memory too tired to tread. I called her name into the night, but silence swallowed all the light. No chill upon the window pane, no voice that trembles in the rain. She didn't linger, didn't stay, not even dreams come through this way. Even her ghost fled, left not a thread. No perfume caught in linen folds, no glance behind the cupboard holes, no sign she bled. Even her ghost fled, like grief that simply chose instead. Some leave a mark in time's long spine, but she erased both hers and mine. I search in places most forget, but all I find is blank regret. Even her ghost fled, no visions overhead, just stillness deep enough to drown. No flickers dressed in tattered gowns, no voice I've wed. Even her ghost fled, and left this house too dead to dread. There used to be her coat, right there, hung soft beside the wooden chair. The scent of books, a laugh at noon, a humming low that filled the room. But now the air is clean and cold, like something sacred growing old. When the room forgot the shape her silence brought, no echo rang along the sill, no breeze returned her voice to fill. Just time that fought. When the room forgot, it let her go without a thought. The cushion rose, the curtains dried, the mirror gave no look to hide. The shadows once where she would stand have leveled out like even sand. And though I searched each drawer and tile, the space refused to give a sign. When the room forgot, it emptied what was not. No photos blinked with secret code, no floorboard sighed beneath the load, no whisper caught. When the room forgot, it left me there with what it's not. Some walls hold tight to what they knew, but these let go as if they too were tired of names that wouldn't stay, of voices ghosted yesterday. When the room forgot, it turned without a blot, erased her footsteps from the door and begged me not to ask for more. No thread, no knot, no knot. When the room forgot, I understood what time had taught. Her closet bare, her shelves were clean, like love had never lived between. No notes, no scent, no thread to find, just vacant space she left behind. I searched for something she might claim, but every edge erased her name. Nothing on her side, no trace she tried to hide. The bed still made, the light still warm, but all the meaning lost its form. No gear to ride, nothing on her side. like she refused to even slide. I left my things across the floor, a shirt, a song, an open drawer. But hers were gone, not moved or tossed, just never missed, or maybe lost. The wall still held the nail she drove, but not the weight of what she wove. Nothing on her side, like time she nullified. She didn't take, she didn't steal, just let the silence slowly peel. No need to chide, nothing on her side, not even pain she tried to hide. Some leave with storms, some leave with fights, but she just vanished from her rights. And all that's left across this bed is echoes I retrace instead. Nothing on her side, not even words implied. No box to hold, no lock to turn, just quiet where the corners burn. My arms open wide, but nothing on her side. And all my reaching is denied. It started where her shoulder turned, the golden sheen no longer burned. The way the sun once kissed her skin now faded soft and folded in. No sudden dark, no violent fall, just light retreating from the wall. Where the light undid, our warmth began to skid. No spotlight left on what we were, just shadows drifting out of blur. No lid, no bid. Where the light undid, we lost the glow we never hid. Corners used to shine with us, a radiance in every hush. But windows stopped their gentle play and let the color drain away. Her smile reflected less each time, like photos left in sun too long. Where the light undid, the love no longer slid between the cracks of daily grace, and just empty gold on silent space. No word amid. Where the light undid, we watched the morning slowly rid. I chased the beam across the floor, but found it knocking on no door. turned to say goodbye, the room forgot how light replies. Where the light undid was where her shadow hid. No spark remained for me to hold, just dust pretending to be gold. No cry, no kid, where the light undid is where our quiet truth was bid.
We sat in chairs too close to speak. The floorboards sighed beneath our feet. The tea had cooled, the clock stood still. No sound to chase, no voice to fill. The distance wasn't in the miles, but in the weight behind our smiles. Until the quiet sank like rain in riverbank. We didn't shout, we didn't cry, just watch the daylight wander by. No plan, no prank, until the quiet sank and took us both without a flank. The radio had lost its tune. The curtain swayed a sleepy swoon. She looked at me, then looked away, like words were ghosts that dared not stay. No candles burned, but still we knew that silence does what flames can't do. Until the quiet sank, we drifted slow and blank. Our fingers curled but didn't meet, like songs unfinished, incomplete. No draw, no yank, until the quiet sank and love went down without a thank. Some say the end comes loud and wide, but ours just slipped beneath the tide and left us standing side by side, like strangers in a shrinking ride. Until the quiet sank and left our ledger blank. No ink, no echo, just a hush that swept our names in one soft brush. No act, no rank, until the quiet sank and all that held us came uncranked.
No creak beneath her heel that day, no curtain flinch to mark her way. The door still swung, the breeze was still, but something left against my will. She didn't whisper, didn't sigh, just faded like a winter sky. She closed without sound, no echo to rebound, no clatter of a final word, no silence sharp enough to hurt, just ground unbound. She closed without sound and left the air too still to drown. Her cup remained a ring of tea, but nothing else stayed near to me. The clock hands kept their rigid pace, but every tick forgot her face. And though the lamp still lit the frame, spoke her name. She closed without sound, like snow upon the ground. No warning wind, no trailing coat, just absence soft enough to float, call profound. She closed without sound, left me where no noise is found. Not every end comes with a chord, some simply step beyond the board. And what is gone without a trace, his heart is still dead place. She closed without sound, no goodbye to expound, just vanished in the breath between two thoughts too tired to convene. No shout, no crown. She closed without sound and took the world that spun. She used to lean upon the pane, with morning light across her frame. The glass would fog where she would breathe, then clear with words she'd never leave. But now it only frames the trees, no silhouette, no warmth, no keys. What the window held has long since been dispelled. No trace of hand, no gaze remains, just light that bends through empty panes. No tale retell what the window held was gone before I even knelt. The curtain sways without her there, a dance with ghosts that left nowhere. And though the sun still finds its line, it doesn't catch what once was mine. The birds still fly beyond the glass, but none reflect the time we passed. What the window held
soft as kettles drum. But now no melt. What the window held is just the sky where day once dwelled. They say that glass remembers shape, but even it can't hold escape. And so I sit and barely blink, as if the past could learn to sing. What the window held has quietly been shelled. No voice to press, no frame to trace, just silence dressed in outer space. No tear expelled. What the window held was all I lost but never felt. They say that glass remembers shape, but even it can't hold escape. And so I sit and barely blink, as if the past could learn to sink. No tear expelled. What the window held was all I lost but never felt.
The table held our coffee rings. Our talk was filled with borrowed things. She laughed like someone on a train, already leaving in her brain. Her coat would leave the hook too soon, before the songs had hit their tune. No one stayed late, no hand to hesitate, just folded chairs and blinking lights that dim the heart of Friday nights. No twist of fate, no one stayed late, and I was left to clean the slate. Her glass was always half removed. She watched the room but rarely moved, a smile that nodded, not believed, a warmth that never really cleaved. And when the last joke found its floor, her shadow slipped right through the door. No one stayed late, just clocks to contemplate. The ashtray cold, the record stopped, the vinyl hissed, the bottles popped. Too still to wait, no one stayed late, just silence tapping at the gate. Some say love lingers past the crowd, but hers was never said too loud. And when the room began to close, she'd vanish like a song that froze. No one stayed late, no hearts to captivate, just fading breath and folding time, and glasses cleared of every rhyme. Too thin to say, no one stayed. slipped out behind the plate.
The chair still leans the way she sat, a sweater draped, forgotten flat. The coffee stain beneath her name still circles like an old refrain. She left, but not with a lock or seal, just faded into what was real. The memory left open, no hinge, no word was spoken, just pages flutter in the air of moments hanging half aware, not torn, not broken. The memory left open, like hearts too soft to say it's over. The photo frames still face her side, as if she stepped out just to hide. The scent remains upon the bed, like stories paused but never read. And every door she once passed through still waits like something love once knew. The memory left open still leans on what's unspoken. No curtain pulled, no final chord, just echoes dressed in soft accord. No token, no omen. The memory left open, a vow unsaid, a truth unchosen. Some leave with weight, some leave with light, but she just left the switch at night. And now the dark feels not quite done, as if she might return for one. The memory left open, like sky that won't be woken. It holds me here between two frames, where silence whispers half her name. No tear, no motion. The memory left open, and time forgets how to begin.